That's us, just us.
Okay.
I guess the first question has to be about the quarterback situation and where you stand as you start practice this week.
Well, we're, obviously, Gary's out and Kevin, we're still trying to finalize some things with his health. So as coaches at this moment, we have to go with the assumption that Marshall Lobostal is going to be our guy, but at the same time, we're not, until we finalize all our information from Kevin, we're not ruling him out of potentially playing, but we'll have more information. We're still finalizing some tests and things.
He's just real sore.
Yeah. Very sore.
Looking at the game film, obviously, did you see some positives that you can again grow with?
Yeah,
anything stood out?
Yeah, kind of like I said after the game, we were able to make some plays, which we did on offense and defense, which was encouraging. We still made some mistakes, big mistakes that hurt us, and against really good football teams, that's going to be a lot more damaging than it was this last Saturday. So again, it's we want to continue to try to eliminate those big mistakes. The turnovers were a lot bigger deal in the first 3 games. We still had them in this game. Quality opponent has an impact on that in terms of them capitalizing on our own mistakes. So, we just got to shore that stuff up.
Turnover still a part of just trying to force things, or are they just, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, we've made some ill-advised throws, and we've thrown some things up that were hoping to be caught by us instead of throwing them because that's where it needed to go, and it was an accurate ball. So we've had some mistakes in that area, and we're looking for that position to take care of the football.
Thoughts on Oregon and what they bring to the table coming in here?
Oregon's very athletic. They got great team speed. They've got really, they got good solid players around the board, but at the same time, I mean, we have to play good, sound football and play hard and play smart. If we do those things, we can be in the ball game. There's no question, and have an opportunity to win it. Our home crowd's going to have to be a big factor for us. We need them to be an impact on their team, for us in our favor, but they've got 2 great running backs. They've got 4 senior offensive linemen, an All-American tight end. So they've got all the parts to be extremely successful running the ball, which they've done all year. And defensively, their secondary's awfully good. They're playmakers, not just good players, and they've got the ability to rush quarterback, and so they've got a lot of good pieces to work with. And you look at I think 5 of their front 7 are seniors on defense, so they've got some experience, a lot like Cal was that way. And offensively, similar there with 4 senior offensive linemen. They've got good experience in some very important key areas of the football team.
Well, one of the areas last year that failed defensively was the third down defense. They were almost 50% of the times teams converted against Washington State. And this year, right now, after these games, you're number 1 in the Pac-10. Was that an emphasis going into this year, or has it just been a happy coincidence that that's working out that way?
Well, I think that just the type of scheme we're running, we're running it fairly well at this point, and we're doing some good things. And if you've really noticed, I think our coverage is much improved from a year ago. Players are where they need to be. We still can make more plays and create more turnovers, which we need to continue to work on and do. But we've done a pretty good job of handling third down so far, and we obviously need that to continue. And it'll be more challenging as we face better passing attacks as we move forward into the season.
With the first 2 quarterbacks, or first 2 string quarterbacks, it is possibly out. Gary obviously is, but Is this something that you might have to cut back on the playbook at all with a younger quarterback, or is it a scenario where he's been in your offense as long as anybody, so he'll be okay?
Well, he's obviously time-wise he's been the same, but he's really taken absolutely 0 reps with the one offense through spring and fall camp, and very limited at the 2 offense because they've Gary's basically gotten 90% of every rep we've had since spring football with the ones. Kevin's probably gotten the other 10%, and Marshall's gotten none. So, in his defense, he's had way less opportunities to perfect anything or to be as have as much knowledge from a execution standpoint. But with that being said, Marshall does have some natural intangibles that show up, and he's a young guy that should get only better and better. And he's going to have some peaks and valleys, but hopefully our game plan will be as such the one where he's comfortable with, whatever we finalize that to be. And it may be a little less than what we've done, there's no question. So we need to be smart with that.
Oregon's in kind of the same boat you guys are in. They'll probably be playing a quarterback that's farther down the depth chart. Do you do anything differently defensively because of that? Do you put more emphasis on stopping the run, or?
Well, based on how the game finished up at Boise, they brought in the true freshman quarterback, and he threw the ball quite well. So we've got to be very careful with one who's in the game, and two, their strength, no matter what, is going to be their running game. Period. They've got 2 phenomenal running backs, so that's an area that we have to obviously be very careful and make sure we do our best to control that, and then we can't ignore the passing game whatsoever because we've got enough weapons that if we're not very sound there, then they'll hit us for some plays and hurt us in the passing game. So I wouldn't say we're only going to try to take away one area. We got to be cautious of both.
Despite all the problems offensively that you've had, you still are averaging 33 minutes a game of time of possession, best in the conference. Is that something that is a goal of the scheme that you run, or is it just something that has happened because of the quarterback injuries, et cetera, whatever's been going on?
It's always a goal. I think there isn't a coach in the country that wouldn't want to always have the advantage from a time of possession in every game. I think everyone would like to have that. It's a good stat to be good at. But it wasn't our main goal. It just so happened that for some reason we've been able to do that and maintain the time. Maybe it's because we've been scored on quick at times, and we've had a lot more opportunities too, on offense. So I think you got to look at all that. There's a lot of factors that come into play there.